Hey, you guys, welcome back to another segment of Vamo Interviews. I have a very special guest with me today, multi talented singer, songwriter, and producer, Rowa. Hey, girl, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Awesome. I'm actually really excited to speak with you today. I know you recently released Sweet Nothings, your video, and your single, girl. But
Yeah.
before we get into all the juicy details, can you kind of tell us a little more about your background? Like, how'd you get into music?
So I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and my dad used to be like a punk rocker in the 70s and 80s. So he always had like a room with like a ton of guitars and synthesizers and stuff. And so he taught me piano and guitar at like a pretty young age, and I had access to all those instruments, but like I never really took music that seriously. But over time I just like kept writing songs, kept jamming out. And then it wasn't until I was like in my early 20s that I was like, okay, I want to like pursue this further. But it was definitely my dad and my parents really like encouraged me to just like experiment and like I had like musical instruments like accessible to me. So kind of was just like a natural ebb and flow.
Absolutely. And of course, your new single, Sweet Nothings, I actually heard it and it has like a really cool, like low vibe kind of to it, so people can like jam to it, whether they're going on a car ride, a trip, or wherever, really. So, can you
Yeah.
kind of tell us, like, what was the emotions you were going through when you created the single?
So when I wrote the single, it was kind of like it's like a sassy like breakup track sort of vibe. Um, Kind of like when love turns from like sweet to sour.
Yeah.
So that was definitely kind of like the pull from it. And it wasn't even from just like one specific person. It was kind of like uh, several different situations, but also like writing something for like the listener too, being like, okay, what's like something that everybody's experienced? Like most people in the human experience have had this kind of like falling out of love situation. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like me processing like a couple breakups, but then also like trying to write for like other people's experiences too.
Absolutely. And of course, throughout the music video, you kind of give us this, day in a life kind of vibe. Like we're going on a road trip with you. We're understanding everything that's happening throughout your day. What was the process like, creating the actual music video for Sweet Nothings?
It was cool. Yeah, I kind of like had conceptualized the idea, and I linked up with director Gina Scarenzi, and we became friends in LA, which was really cool because I was really looking for like people to collaborate with like video stuff with, and I found this like awesome like badass chick that I could collaborate with. And we got other like women on the team. And so it was like really easy to like it was my first time making like a big video like that. But I felt really comfortable because I was like kind of surrounded by like my homegirls and I felt really good about that. And we were like really collaborating together. So it was pretty effortless when it came down to it.
Mhm.
And yeah, it really like panned out nicely. Yeah, we're stoked.
Absolutely. And of course, like I'm just understanding you as a person, getting to know more about you behind the music video, behind all the amazing, fantastic music that you make, unbelievable. But the person behind you, your vibe is really chill, for one. That's amazing. That's something I love personally. So, can you tell me, like, what kind of message were you trying to deliver to your fans or to the audience or anybody who listened to the song? What message was behind it, actually?
The overall message is kind of to like help people feel liberated because I feel like, when we when we kind of get into that dark place of like love or relationships, it can be very like draining on both ends, but like it can be very like draining and disheartening, kind of like disconnect us from like who we really are as an individual. We kind of like lose our identity sometimes and stuff like that. So basically the idea of the song is like this idea of like reclaiming our power through this experience. And Yeah, that was like pretty much the main gist of it. It's kind of like, and that's what I wanted to show through the video is like a day in the life. But at the end of it, it's like I kind of have these like tough emotional moments. But at the end of it, I'm just like jamming out, doing my thing, ignoring the phone calls.
Right? Gotta put that phone down, the computer away for a minute. But yeah, absolutely. And also, can you tell us, like, where can people stay connected with you? Maybe they want to hear more music of yours, as well as check out the new single. Where can people stay connected?
Definitely like a really good way is through Instagram, and in my link there I have my link tree, so you can like find my YouTube, my Spotify, all my streaming services and stuff. Also, if you want to people want to follow me on Spotify, subscribe to my YouTube, that'd be super helpful because I'm indie, so I'm like marketing, what's going on? But we're getting there, we're getting there.
That's good, girl. I love an indie artist, somebody who's on the hustle, who's doing that thing, girl. You do it.
Yes, yes.
Well, Ro, it was amazing talking to you. Thank you so much for explaining about your new single as well. People go check that out. Sweet Nothings is out now. Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you can find it, as well as the music video, Sweet Nothings on YouTube. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much, Ro, girl.
Vanessa. Bye. Have a good one.
You too.